Hi everyone and welcome back to Spring. It's Spring, I think. Yeah, Spring of Series 13 in Forza Horizon 5. Sorry, I got distracted a little bit. It's Mini Mayhem, the one of the two seasonal championships for this week's festival playlist, and we get to drive mini cars, as you can imagine, and it's gonna be rally setting in B class. Now, a lot of people do choose the rally raid minis for this, as you can see on the screen to the left, but I never quite liked that car, and therefore I chose not to drive it. We're gonna go with 2018 Mini Countryman with a tune by LogikJ. So that's gonna be all you need to get through this championship, whether you choose to play it in a public co-op as I do or solo. Both ways work. Now, the first track is Teotihuacan Scramble, and I even managed to pronounce that. I don't know if I messed it up, but that's a crazy name if you ask me. It's a very long, not very, but it's fairly long track. It's going to take you about 1.5 minutes probably per lap, or at least the initial lap. So get ready for a little bit of a longer ride. But also, if you're playing solo and you are not overtaking all of the AIs in the first corner, don't be too worried about that. Again, AI does adjust its performance for the length of the track, so they are a little bit faster in the beginning, but there's plenty of time to catch up with all of them. As you can see, I am now in the second position in the beginning of the second lap, and we are chasing the first AI. I did start almost all the way to the back, so it took a little bit of time to get through the pack, which is why I'm not yet first, but we're gonna fix it shortly, and then we'll look at the scores and how my teammates perform, because it's a little bit too close now for comfort, and maybe slow down AI a little bit, but we'll see how it goes once I pass this guy right here. And yeah, I did a few practice runs solo, and well, not few, one precisely, or one, because I also needed to take a few screenshots for the video cover, and I was ahead of AI before the first lap was over, so it was mostly a solo race from there on, just as it is right now. There's still one AI behind, but what are we in the scores? It's a little bit close. Maybe I need to slow down. I haven't decided yet, but the time is running out. We'll finish this lap and see. I can see a teammate is reasonably close to the AIs, so we'll let off the gas a little bit, slow down here where the corners start, let AI catch up, maybe or not. They take their time to catch up as well, and I'm not pushing it at all. Look, okay, let it go completely. Now they are really close, but also our teammates managed to overtake them, either themselves or because they had slowed down a little bit to account for me. So now we can push it again and get to the finish of the first race. I'm driving alone today in terms of the convoy. The plan to team up with the usual suspect, Chazzy, didn't quite work out because my schedule was a little bit hectic. I had to find 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there to get the cars set up and prepped, and yeah, basically the plan didn't work out, but it's okay. We'll get back to it maybe next week or so, or maybe we'll hook up with something else or a bigger crowd. I never know ahead of time, but this is it for the first race, and as you can see, almost effortless. It wasn't the cleanest of the drives, and nonetheless easily won the race, and same goes for Team Human. So we'll do the second race and hope that stays at it. And that's another circuit, reverse scramble, which again means it's gonna take a little bit longer than a sprint would. Oh, I'm starting first. That's gonna make life so much easier, because you don't need to worry to how to pass the teammates without crashing into anyone. And particularly on this track, the space we have until the first hard braking zone is really long, so hopefully by the time we get to brake in this corner right here, I'm far enough from everyone to avoid any crashes into my rear bumper. And with that, look, by the first hard corner we are already in second place, and we're gonna take on this AI momentarily. It shouldn't take more than a couple of corners. Okay, it didn't work out right here yet, and there was a little bit of collision, which is yeah, a bit of a shame, but we managed to overtake that AI immediately after. So yeah, much easier than the previous race. The benefit of starting first is obviously there, and yeah, now we have 2.5 laps of driving ahead, and just keeping my eye on the scores and making sure that we don't let AIs accumulate any points over my teammates. So I am prepared to slow down, at least for now. But now it's the end of the first lap. By the end of the second lap, I think the gap will be much bigger, and there won't be a great position to slow down, because I'll need to essentially stop. But I don't think that's going to be needed. Look, the team is performing reasonably well. I forgot about this corner again, which I tend to do quite often, but yeah, that doesn't change the outcome. So I've seen on the Discord, for some reason, a few people found this particular championship a little bit more difficult than they like, but my guess is they probably joined it either with the really bad tunes or in stock cars at all, and then it becomes difficult. Seasonal championships normally is something where you don't need a super competitive car, you don't need it prepped, you know, the way that would win an online race, but you really want a tune that will give you advantage over AI, because otherwise it becomes a little bit of a pain. And sometimes you can even find yourself in a situation that running in stock car you just can't catch up, which is rare, but it does happen. So I think it's not too surprising. I mean, look, we have what, 700 cars almost in Forza, each with I don't know, 2 dozen of upgrade options, and plus tuning parameters. So the amount of variables that the game engine has to account for to provide you with opponents that are of the similar or same performance is actually quite immense. I mean, PI system, I guess, helps a bit in it, so it doesn't have to calculate each individual upgrade. But that also means that as with any generalization, it may happen so that AI will get a car which outperforms yours by a mile. But especially if you are not very careful about setting up your car. But we'll get to setting up the cars next week, I guess, because the new story, the Donut Media story, according to Forza Monthly, seems to be all concentrated about building your own rally beast from the unlikely car. So I'm looking forward to it, and obviously the moment the story is released, I'm gonna jump into it to record some footage for you and get the 3 stars guide going. But for now, we are approaching the very end of this seasonal championship. Yep, that's it. Again, really easy win. feel free to use the same car and tune. As always, all the information is in the video. It will grant you a very easy win, whether you're running solo or in co-op. With that, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.